If you invest now in the right people, the environment will thrive, they'll stick around, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do the best work. So generally, I believe talent is driven by either money, career growth, or purpose. And the best leaders know how to address all of these three. The thing is, not everyone is looking for the same thing. Some people do want the career growth. Others want to deep dive into technical expertise, technical challenge when it comes to AI, technical talent. Some just want to balance their work with family, focus on doing a good job, right? Go home and take care on other things that make them fully happy. And attracting and retaining this top AI talent is definitely something I've become familiar with. I've interviewed hundreds, if thousands of people the past 2 years. And I've learned that it's not only about just throwing money, right? Specifically for this new generation, they really want to solve real problems, working with cutting-edge tools and models, and see the impact of the work to see if that really matters, right? And the leaders should guide their teams, understand really what inherently drives them, be clear and transparent about what's possible for expectation management of that prospective employee, establish the right working rhythm. And honestly, we also need to stop expecting that one person would handle everything AI related, which is pretty common in many businesses. A data science, for example, cannot do the work of a data engineer, a developer, a product manager, and a machine learning engineer at the same time. That's really a fast track to frustration and burnout. So to attract the best overall, you also have to think globally and partnering with universities, startups, other organizations, and tap into these really diverse pools. We have the word at our availability, let's say. Do not overlook soft skills, as the talent demands more and more dynamic teams. Things like communication, business awareness, teamwork really make all the difference. And yeah, when it comes to this new generation that I mentioned, people do want, they're more purposeful. There might be some kind of changes across cultures, but overall, if the person doesn't understand that they are part of this bigger picture, if they feel they're just checking their boxes, I do think the chances are high this person will drop out. And they do receive multiple proposals per week in their LinkedIn mailboxes. So just not enough to say, hey, this is a job, just let's do this. It is important to see what matters. And one tip that I can give is, let's ask them, right? What do you want to do to build up your skills and to make an impact in the work you do? So at the end of the day, it's about building the right foundations. If you invest now in the right people, the environment will thrive, they'll stick around, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do the best work. I like this question. Innovation starts with leadership, setting really a clear tone. Curiosity and experimentation should be encouraged. In practice, it isn't about just asking the teams to be innovative, right? It's just about removing the barriers that will hinder their innate creativity. Too much processes, for example, will kill good ideas before they even began. So there should be room for flexible and cross-functional collaboration. Also, a dedicated budget, knowing that there's a risk-taking budget to invest in these small ideas is also very important, because by the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The more ideas you try, the more innovation channels you have, the more chances of succeeding, right? I do not think innovation thrives in back-to-back meetings, really structured, with a very structured models. I don't think that. I think teams need to have this unstructured time to think, experiment freely, test ideas without worrying too much about initial ROI. This could be dedicated free sprints, for example, or just encouraging different, off the beaten path during project. Another tip that I particularly give, and I think I like this one, is to involve externals. External collaborators or companies or even consultings will share a completely different perspective, which is usually outside of your business bubble. And they usually have more concrete and incentives or commercial incentives to make wins, right? So I think this is an important part, and also gives a different perspective for everyone involved in this innovation cycle. inside the business, you know that it's difficult to motivate regular employees doing their regular jobs to go beyond that job. So it's relevant to keep the momentum by having other faces on board with different incentives. Finally, don't forget to track and celebrate the smallest wins, right? There's some teams that even make habits to celebrate these wins through video, lunches, or snacks. I think this is also important to build momentum, not about perfection. And also takes something tangible and inspiring for everyone to be involved. It's not about definitely vague brainstorming, just about creating the conditions and the environment for ideas to emerge, and also empowering the teams to experiment in meaningful ways. Recently, I participated in a panel entitled "Is AI Bubble About to Burst?" And this question does reflect a growing impatience among businesses eager to see real tangible value from AI. I would like to address this impatience head on, right? So I am driven to see broader AI adoption. Also, just today I came across the statistics showing that most Gen AI adopters are young males in high industrialized countries, right? This tells me that we have a long way to go in making AI accessible and impactful for diverse demographics and industries. So basically I have three objectives. First, I would like people to feel empowered. I know AI can seem intimidating at first, and it's not out of reach though. Second, I would like to inspire them to see the opportunities and real value that AI creates, not just for big players or tech experts, but for anyone willing to learn and adapt. And third, I want to demystify AI, take it out of this hype cycle. Too many are frustrated, right? Because as I mentioned, they're chasing this trend without seeing real results. And my goal is to bring it back to practical, concrete use cases in the industry that I'm particularly involved, that I see is solving real problems and building long-term value. I know that the time of AI is now, as we move towards sustainable energy, large-scale production of chips and sensors, the democratization of AI models are pretty much on the brink of a very different world. This progress makes AI more accessible than ever. They are transforming industries and our social life in ways we are just beginning to understand. It's about a whole new generation using ChatGPT now to grasp all their answers. It's a nice time, and I would like an audience to embrace it and to understand that. Finally, I like to give practical takeaways, not only to leave people inspired with information, but with instruments that they can take from day one, they can start using the next day, whether about a framework or a particular tool that they can use. And ultimately, I think people should live with confidence, not only see AI for a technical bubble, but it's for everyone, so they can also be part of shaping this future. And then I'm done. I've done my job.